Nicki Minaj's foray into the music industry was slow and steady, occasionally releasing mixtapes and appearing on songs as features from 2004 to 2009 for artists like Lil Wayne and Robin Thicke. However, after appearing alongside Kanye West and Jay-Z on the song Monster back in 2010, everyone started paying attention to her. Her feature received widespread acclaim, with many critics regarding her verse as the best part of the song. She would even go on to perform the song live at Yankee Stadium alongside Kanye West and Jay-Z, making her the first ever female rapper to perform there. However, Nicki wasn't done yet. 1 month after Monster, Nicki released her debut album, Pink Friday, which debuted at number 2, but quickly took the number 1 spot on the Billboard 200. The album shattered several records, including becoming the highest sales week for a female rap album this century, and the second highest sales week overall, after selling 375,000 copies in the first week alone. 1 month after the album's release, Nicki became the first solo female rapper to go platinum in 7 years, and she quickly began taking over the world, working with A-list artists like Britney Spears, Justin Bieber, and Prince. However, as time went on, new female rappers began to emerge on the scene, and instead of welcoming them with open arms, Nicki felt threatened. In 2019, emerging artist Megan Thee Stallion would join Nicki live on Instagram and shower her with compliments, talking about how big of a fan she is, going on to say that she's been listening to Nicki since 2008.
We love you! Oh my god!
Nicki Minaj responded well to this and even complimented Megan by saying,
"Congratulations on you doing your thing and rapping and writing and going to school."
Following this Instagram live, rumors began swirling that the two were working together on a song, and 1 month later the rumors came true as the two released the song Hot Girl Summer, which peaked at number 11 on the Billboard Hot 100 and went extremely viral on TikTok. 1 year later, Megan would return with another summer anthem. However, this time it was with Cardi B, someone Nicki has had a long time beef with, even fighting physically during New York Fashion Week back in 2018. WAP by Cardi B featuring Megan Thee Stallion debuted at number 1 and received almost 4 times the views Hot Girl Summer did on YouTube. WAP also became the first female rap collaboration to debut at the top of the Billboard Hot 100. Megan's back-to-back success with Cardi B, alongside Nicki Minaj unfollowing Megan on Instagram, fueled speculation that the two had suffered a falling out. And as the female rap scene continued to diversify, Nicki's public image and reputation would continue to suffer after marrying Kenneth Petty. Not much is known about Kenneth, other than he supposedly works in the music industry and that he pled guilty to a first-degree charge back in 1995, after a 16-year-old girl accused him of her at knife point. Kenneth was sentenced to 4 years in prison, and afterwards was registered as a However, in August of 2021, Kenneth's victim filed a new suit against Kenneth and Nicki Minaj for alleged recent harassment and intimidation. The victim also alleged that associates of Kenneth claimed they were paying to put a bounty on her head. Nicki Minaj was eventually dropped from the suit, and Kenneth and her moved to Los Angeles. But unfortunately for Kenneth, he broke Megan's Law. Megan's Law, introduced in 1995, is a federal law in the United States requiring law enforcement authorities to make information available to the public regarding registered offenders. And because he failed to register as a offender in Los Angeles after moving there from New York, he was sentenced to probation and house arrest, as well as fined $55,000. Fans of Nicki Minaj began pointing out Nicki's bizarre history of defending, as back in 2020, she publicly defended her brother after he was charged for predatory assault of a minor after allegedly his 11-year-old stepdaughter. Nicki wrote a letter pleading for a lighter sentence, calling her brother the quote, "most patient, gentle, genuine, giving, selfless man I know." However, despite her attempt, Jelani Mirage was sentenced to 25 years to life in prison for his actions. Despite all this, and Kenneth already being on probation and house arrest, 45-year-old Kenneth and his friends would show up to a building Offset, Cardi B's husband, was staying at, and record himself threatening the artist, saying, "Offset, where you at?" as well as saying,
"We're at vacation, but we're planning your funeral."
Due to Kenneth breaking his probation and being in the company of a man with a criminal record, he was sentenced to an additional 120 days of house arrest. Offset responded to this by posting a story of himself to Instagram laughing while boarding a jet, and life went on, until Nicki released a sequel to her debut album, Pink Friday, titled Pink Friday 2. Pink Friday 2 was met with mixed reviews, with Pitchfork saying that the album's intention is muddled through its scattershot production, which sounds less like genre innovation and more like an insidious ploy to worm itself into as many crevices on TikTok as possible. The album sold the equivalent of around 200,000 copies through streams, but multiple songs became popular sounds to use on TikTok. Nicki would complain on Twitter, saying that Billboard is lying to her about her success because she didn't sign the same all-encompassing record deal that Cardi B did, and that they're mad at her for making great music as well as having great fans. 1 month after Pink Friday 2 dropped, Megan Thee Stallion released her first single of 2024, titled Hiss, that features the line, "These don't be mad at Megan, these be mad at Megan's Law," a line that seemingly throws shade at Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenneth Petty, as Megan's Law is what Kenneth failed to abide by after moving to Los Angeles. Following the release of Hiss, Nicki Minaj would melt down on Twitter, making fun of Megan's height, shoe size, and her dead parents, while also claiming that Megan has been lying about getting shot in the foot by fellow rapper Tory Lanez. A very public and heavily documented shooting that resulted in Tory Lanez being sentenced to 10 years in prison. During Nicki's meltdown, fans began to dox the location of Megan Thee Stallion's dead mother's grave, and then Nicki went live to threaten Megan Thee Stallion's future child.
But just remember, if you're lucky one day, hopefully your womb will bring forth a child, and you do not know what that child will have to go through.
A couple days later, after several delays, Nicki Minaj released the Megan Thee Stallion diss track, Bigfoot. Even before the song was released, people were dragging her on Twitter for using AI to make the cover art, claiming the resulting image had the reverse effect of what she intended, saying that one cover appears to show Megan larger than life and wreaking havoc on Nicki Minaj's world, while the other cover seemed to depict Nicki being unable to fill Megan's shoes. Despite this, the song eventually came out on the 29th of January and was met with a lot of criticism. Many of the lyrics from Bigfoot feature the same disses she had been making on Twitter a couple days prior, except with a chorus that repeats the line, "lying on your dead mama." Fans pointed out the hypocrisy of some of the lines, including the one that Megan Thee Stallion has a ghostwriter, despite Bigfoot, Nicki Minaj's song, having 2 additional writers credited on it. Another line that left fans confused was when Nicki rapped, "Why the f is you on a minor?" Not only did this line bring more attention to her husband and brother's criminal history, but people started digging up more less than favorable moments from Nicki Minaj's past, including a video of her being booed on stage for giving a 13-year-old a lap dance, as well as a song she made with then 16-year-old rapper Lil Twist, where she says the line, "I know you young, but you know I like that young money, and hurry up, the president about to come for me. See little boy, I can be your little teacher, and if you ball, then meet me behind the bleacher. You gotta come hard trying to reach her." The low quality lines in Bigfoot, coupled with the seemingly rushed production, as well as the 1 minute 22-second rant that happens after the music stops, where Nicki makes vague threats towards Megan Thee Stallion, left both fans and haters of Nicki Minaj confused, with some questioning the headspace the artist must be in. However, with Nicki Minaj trending and music fans taking sides, people began digging up even more instances of Nicki Minaj encouraging her fans to attack and harass people, including an Instagram story where she encourages her fans to swat a home with a baby in it, while assuring them that swatting isn't a felony. More articles continued coming to light, detailing the negative effects Nicki Minaj's influence has had on people, with many fans asking when enough is enough. Going from being on top of the world, shattering multiple records, and having one of the strongest debuts in music history, to naturally aging out of the peak of your career can't be easy for anyone. However, if Nicki Minaj had decided to platform these newer emerging artists, most of which cite her as an inspiration, instead of trying to knock them down and suppress their careers, Nicki would have likely solidified her spot as a legend that helped pave the way for female rappers to succeed in the industry. Instead, more light has been placed on her husband's history than ever before, the exact thing she sought to extinguish following the release of Megan Thee Stallion's song Hiss.